Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining me today for your Pilates class. The intention and desire or idea of today's class is just for movement. So I just want you to commit to moving. It can be with me the whole time, it can be a little bit, it can be for 10 minutes, whatever it is that feels good for you today, and just move your body. I'm going to be using the magic circle. If you have one and you want to get it and use it as well, then go ahead. If you don't have one, do not worry because you will still be able to do everything. So just put that to the side for now and bring yourself down to lie on your back. With yourself down there, find a comfortable position and just check in with the positioning of your pelvis. So the heels of your hands are going to come to your ASIS bones. Posterior tilt your pelvis, imprinting your spine into the mat underneath, and then anterior tilting coming in the other direction. Now do that a couple times and just allow your pelvis to move independently from the rest of your body. So I don't want you to be having a lot of shifting up in your shoulders and your neck and your upper back or in your legs and your glutes. Just allow your pelvis to move. And then pause halfway between your posterior and your anterior. That's your neutral pelvis. And your triangle should be parallel to the ceiling. From there, take your hands to your ribs, breathe in, feel them expand, breathe out. Continue on, and remember that no matter what is happening in your life or your day, that breathing can be your constant. Constantly remind yourself of this constant. Challenge yourself to make your ribs expand and then close up. Not breathing into your belly or your chest, but into your diaphragm where your ribs will then respond. Now, each time as you exhale, feel your core engage. Draw your belly in, pelvic floor lifts, deep abdominals work. Ribs expand. The halves are splitting apart as you breathe in, and then they're coming back together as you breathe out with your intentional core work. Do that 2 more times. Try to relax everywhere else. And then pick up your magic circle if you're using one. If you're not, again, no problem. You can use a ball or you can just use nothing. Take it and place it between your inner thighs and squeeze the magic circle in so that your legs are back to being parallel. Now you're not going to move your legs, but I want you to get this sense of squeezing into the circle using your inner thighs. Inhale, the circle is going to release some. Exhale, inner thigh work, press the circle in. Inhale, release, exhale. Squeezing in. Now as you continue on with this, try to go back to the work we did with your ribs and your breathing and connect all that in together. So exhale, circle comes in, pelvic floor lifts, ribs come together, core is engaged, inhale, release. So there's a lot to think about. Try to coordinate this into your body. Pelvis is neutral, core is working. Now you can have your hands on your ribs or down by your sides, it doesn't matter. But just try to start to organize your body and put these pieces together and have them work together each time. Often our body is working in opposition and something wants to win and something wants to take over. But in Pilates we like to try to coordinate it all. Let it all be working together in synchrony, like friends, not enemies. By now you should really feel your inner thighs firing up. Continue on as you are, or on the next, before the next one, exhale, abs are on, lift your legs up to tabletop, continue on. Now this takes a little bit more from your core, and I want you to find the work in your core. So if you lift your legs up and you just find the work in your lower back, then put your legs back down and come back to finding the work from your core, inner thighs, pelvic floor, deep abdominals. 3, 2, last one. Bring your feet back down. Take your hands wide to support your neck. Now we're going to resume the first version where your feet stay on the floor. This time you're adding your upper abdominal lift. So exhale, lift, squeeze in, and release. I just need to reposition this here because it's coming out. Exhale, upper abdominal lift, lowering down. Now be mindful of the desire to have a big posterior tilt here in your pelvis. So often when we lift up, and especially when we're squeezing something in our lower limbs, it's easy to also go like that and dump your back into the mat underneath. But I want you to really try to counter that. Find your core work to keep your pelvis neutral as you lift up. Again, find your breath here. Exhale to lift, ribs come together. Inhale to lower. 3, 2, last one. Excellent. Take the circle out. And just, we're going to start with the right leg. Just place it around underneath your right foot and press it up to the ceiling. And you will allow yourself to come through this really glorious hamstring stretch here. Now think about as you're pulling or as you're resisting here, to try to place your shoulders underneath of you, not letting yourself cave up like this. And find this sense of opposition where your foot is pressing up and your hands are pulling down. And you'll get this connection all the way down the posterior chain here. Exhale, pelvic floor lifts, go into it a little deeper. Inhale, release, exhale. So when you have your pelvic floor working and your core working, then your hamstrings also work and they can get more work, not just cramp up or feel tight. Bring that leg out, switching over to the other side. Left foot comes in, lengthen your leg out. Now just let yourself come into it for 1 or 2. And then allow yourself to breathe into it. So exhale, pelvic floor lifts, draw your belly in, lengthening out your left leg. Inhale, release. Exhale, lengthening out. And then remove it from your foot. Take it and place it behind your head. So you're just kind of resting on it. And then take your hands here at the top one. We're going to do your upper abdominal lift, but I want you to use the circle to help you get a little bit of extra height. So on your exhale, draw your belly in. Now feel again this sense of resistance. Head pressing in, hands pulling up, like I'm trying to round myself up off the mat. And then coming back down. Exhale. So there is lots of core involvement here. I'm not just using the ring and lifting my head up, but it really allows you to get connected and feel this sense of roundedness underneath of you as you use your deep abdominals. Try to think about keeping your shoulders down as you lift them up off the mat. Now we're going to add some leg work here. So as you inhale, your leg presses out. As you come up, it presses out. And then as you come down, it comes back in. So really pressing it, fully extending. And then returning. Now we'll start alternating legs. So I've been doing it there on the right, now switching over to the left. And just continue to alternate. Now remember that the leg is an addition and it's a more challenging component of the movement or making it more challenging. So if it doesn't feel good for you, just stick to the first version. In Pilates, it's all about listening to your body. Find where your body is, meet it there, challenge it a little bit, but not at the expense of pain or not being able to optimize the movement. We're going to do one more on either side. Connecting with your breath here. Remember that what we set up at the very beginning. And then take the circle out. Place it now between your calves. Hands come behind to support your neck. On your exhale, you're going to lift up, extend out, pull back in. Now I'm adding a little bit of squeeze into the circle, and you can choose how much you squeeze it in, depending on whatever level you're at. So obviously the more you squeeze, the more challenging it is. Find that balance where you get to squeeze and work without coming through your lower back. Inner thighs here, pelvic floor. Keep cueing back in to all those things we set up at the very beginning. 3 more. 2. Last one. Yes, very good. Well done. Take the circle out. Just hold on to it, reaching your arms up overhead, lengthening up through your whole body. Feeling that really amazing stretch. And then take the circle into your hands, tuck your chin towards your chest. Exhale as you peel yourself up into your roll up, reaching forward, and then articulating your way back down. So I'm just squeezing slightly into the circle, as I come through this movement to allow me to have connection into my shoulders and to work through my thoracic spine. And so it's very easy when we do a roll up to kind of have this happen, but when we connect here through your shoulders, then you can feel that work coming from your core and work to open them up and stay connected as opposed to just letting them elevate. Of course, connecting to your breath. Exhale to come up, reaching forward, inhaling, and then exhaling as you come down. Now you can also set the circle aside and use your hands to support you as you come up and down. So if you're down and need help, grab on behind your hamstrings, bring yourself up, reaching through, and then to help yourself come down, put your hands down, easing down towards the floor. So whatever variation you're doing, let's do 2 more. And you're gonna finish sitting up. Now from your seated position, or from your upright position here, find a comfortable seated position. So I'm gonna come and face you this way with my legs crossed over. Now if you are using the circle, have it here between you. If you do not have a circle, you can just put your palms here as if you had one in between. And I want you to find your shoulders relaxing and dropping down. Inhale to prepare, and then on your exhale, draw your ribs together, pressing the circle in. Inhale, release. Exhale, core engages, pressing in. Inhale, release. Now continue on, and as you're doing this, rewind back to the work we did when you were lying on the floor at the very beginning, and your ribs were coming in together, core engaging. We're still doing that same thing now, from an upright position. So use the circle to give you this feedback with this sense of connection to your shoulders and your ribs from your core and activating your deep abdominals. And by now you should also feel like your arms are getting a little workout, because they are. Very good. 2 more here. And then you're going to come to sit so that your legs are lengthened out in front of you. Let's have your legs straight out in front, or with your legs, back of your legs on the floor. Feel them lengthened out, hamstring engages. Now on your exhale, you're going to get a slight squeeze into the roller, into the circle. Start from sitting upright. Exhale, pressing back. Inhale, return. Exhale, squeeze in, pressing back. Inhale, return. Now you can also do this from here. So choose whatever version is better for you. And remember, the intention of the circle is for the connection. So here's your shoulders. Your shoulder blades, I should say, they connect in here around to your ribs. There's the serratus muscle in between, and your ribs connect to your spine and your core. So we're trying to put together all those puzzle pieces to allow you to really connect your core and also decompress your spine. 2 more here. And then from your upright position, you can either leave your legs straight or bend your knees, doesn't matter. Take the circle and press one of the handles right in against your sternum. And if you don't have a circle, just have your arms rounded out in front of you. And this time you're going to exhale, bring yourself back. We're going to stay back, rotate to the right, back to the center, rotate to the left. So find this core work here now to help you with the spinal rotation through your obliques. Keeping that strong engagement from your abdominals. And feeling like you are indeed rotating from your center and working from the sides, not just twisting your arms from side to side. So get this sense of rotation as you move through this. 3 more. 2. Last one. Yes, excellent job. Okay, take the circle back down around your feet. And just like when we were sitting upright, or lying down, sorry, I want you to sit upright here now. And pull on the circle, pressing your feet in. Now you're going to feel some work in your hamstrings. I want you to feel your spine also really lengthened out. And then from there, take one arm off, rotate over to the right, back to the center, switching over, open up, rotate to the left. So you're going to come back slightly as you do this, but really feel yourself staying grounded down. So notice how I'm not kind of coming up here. Find that grounded down, core work, stabilizing as you rotate and twist. Now you can take your arm back and open up if that feels good. You can just lead with your elbow. We're trying to get, again, this sense of rotation coming through. Connect with your breath. Exhale to rotate. 1 more either side. Yes, very good. Come on up, take it off and put it to the side. And then flip over to your 4-point healing. So find yourself here, palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And we're just going to do a little bit of cat and cow. So on your exhale, tuck your tailbone under, draw your belly up, around through your spine. And then inhale, come through the counter release. Feel the sense of your palms pulling towards your knees. Exhale, tailbone tucks. Inhale, coming through extension. Again, exhale, drawing your belly up, rounding through your spine. Inhale, let it all be open. Then stay in your neutral spine for the next one. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Press them out away from each other. Bringing back through the center. And then again. Oh, losing my balance, pressing out, pulling in. Now, as you do this, I want you to try to find that connection to your pelvis and your spine from your core and keep everything neutral. So notice when I'm doing this that I'm not sending my leg out and really dumping down and extending it way beyond. It's like it is staying on a level plane, and you have a glass of water on your back, staying without being spilt. And you're just having this sense of opposition. Someone's pulling your foot and your hand in the opposite direction. Exhale to extend out. One more here. And then stabilize yourself there. Now, if you are having struggles in your wrists, you can come down to your forearms to do this. Otherwise, stay up on all fours. Lift your right leg up, pulsing. Press your foot to the ceiling. Try to get that connection between your glute and hamstring where they meet. That's the muscle we're targeting there. Like you're stamping your heel up on the ceiling. Again, find that breath underneath. 3, 2, 1. Bring it through. Press it up. Bring it through. Press it up. So I'm bringing it down like I'm going to kneel back down on the floor, but getting that complete control so there's no kicking or shifting in my pelvis. That's coming from my core control underneath. 3, 2, last one. Now hold it to the side, open and close. Open and close. So thinking about keeping your knee and foot in a line. Opening with control, closing with control for 3, 2, last one. Now bring yourself down onto your side. So we'll keep sticking with the right leg that we were just working. So come down onto your left side. Finding yourself positioned here. Heels together with them back against in line with your butt. Core is engaged. Press your heels in, lift and close. So as you do the clam here, I want you to find this sense of wrapping around of the top part of your leg. And check in that your pelvis stays in the same spot. So we're just coming through external rotation here of your femur and your hip socket. So this is really good for your hip mobility. Exhale to lift, squeeze your heels in. 3, 2, last one. Now from the bent knee position, lift it up and you're going to press from 90 degrees, extend out to straight. Now when we do this work, yes, you should be feeling it in your butt, but also think about that it is to practice having your legs operate independently from the rest of your body. So we don't want a whole bunch of shifting around in your pelvis. Your core is on here. Take your fingers, dig them in, feel it working. Lengthen out. Get the work from your posterior kinetic chain, hamstring, press your heel through. 3, 2, last one. Now hold it out straight, sweep forward, press back. Sweep forward, press back. So as we do this, thinking about that you are hinging here at your hip, so we're coming hip flexion, hip extension with core control. It is not important how far forward you can bring your leg. it is important that you get your pelvis staying in the same spot, connected from your deep abdominals. Keep breathing. 3 more here. 2. Last one. Yes, very good. Okay, come around and you can open yourself right up to your child's pose. Just give those glutes a really glorious stretch. And then from there, bring yourself down all the way onto your stomach. And we're going to do a bit of back extension. So with your forehead starting down on the floor, hands out to either sides in line with your nose, lengthening out through your legs. On your inhale, you're going to peel your chest up off the floor and come through thoracic extension. Exhale, get your core involved to help you with the control. Palms pull towards your ribs. And then stick yourself back down. So notice that I am coming through this with my head and neck coming along in line with my spine. So not having them stick out into the air. And you really need to think about this sense of drawing your palms down instead of pressing them in, so that we can get your thoracic extensors involved. It is not important how high up you come. It's important that you work that part of your spine. Let's do one more. And then press yourself back into your child's pose again. Just because it's a really lovely counter stretch for your flexion or for your extension work. And I'm going to actually turn and face this way because I want you to stay in your child's pose for a second. And just walk your hands over to one side and feel that lateral flexion. It's beautiful. And then walk them over to the other side. Just allowing yourself to twist around and open up. And then coming back through the center, peeling yourself up, and coming back to your 4-point kneeling. So from here, setting up again, find that length, crown of your head to your tailbone. And we're just gonna start with our cat and cow again. So exhale. Tuck your tailbone under, draw your belly in around through your spine. Inhale, press through. Now we've done a little bit with your spine in these last few movements with extension and flexion. And usually the more you do, the more it opens up and allows you to do. So it's kind of like when if you first start your car and it's really cold, and then as your car gets warmed up, it's like, oh yeah, this is fine. And it's the same with your spine. As it gets going, it's like, or as it gets started, it's kind of like, I don't know if I really like this. And then as you get going, it's like, no, I really do like this. So if you notice that in your body, this is great. Lean into that. Let yourself come through whatever range feels good. Hold into your neutral spine. Same thing as before. Come to that opposition. Press through. Back under, lengthen out. So the intention again of this is to try to get that opposition across your body. Feel like you are being pulled, tugged in 2 different directions. Breathe into it. On your exhale, lift your pelvic floor, wrap your ribs around underneath of you. Feel your head and neck lengthen out. One more. Come down now to your, with both hands down. Left leg is working this time. So lift it up, pressing towards the ceiling. So feel here as you do this that nothing else is disturbed other than you're moving your leg and you're initiating it from where your glute and hamstring meet. Deep core work underneath, pressing up. 3, 2, last one. Now pull it through, press it up. Lots to think about here in your body. Keeping your spine long, keeping your weight evenly distributed over your hands with your palms pressing in. Keeping that glute and hamstring working as you come through this hip extension. Core engaged underneath. Pelvis neutral. 3 more. 2. Last one. Now hold it down, open, and close. And have a little look down. See what your knee and foot want to do. Try to keep that control again from your core and not letting yourself dump over to your right side. 3 more here. Last one. Excellent. Now come on down onto your right side. Just like before, find your setup. So your hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked, core is engaged. Heels pressed together, back in line with your butt. Open up, close back down. Now I want you to actually be pressing your heels together. Feel pressure there that you're applying, like you're trying to squeeze something between them. And the reason we think about doing that is because that helps you get more work into your hamstring, into your glute, and work through where we are wanting you to find the work. If you just kind of sit there passively or lie there passively with your heels touching, then in many cases, if you've done these exercises a lot, it's not actually that effective or doesn't really actually feel that strong. Exhale to lift up. Again, check in your core. Check underneath here, so you're not just kind of dropping yourself in. Get that narrowing of your waist underneath. 3, 2, last one. Now from here up to 90 degrees, press out straight, back to 90 degrees. So it's like your inner thigh is just gliding parallel along the floor. It allows you to get a really great sense of drive through your heel all the way up your calf and hamstring. And I encourage you to try to find that. Because if you're just kind of half taking your leg in and out and kicking it forward and back here like this, you're really not going to get much. Work for it. Find the work. Take it all the way. Move through the movement with intention and focus. 3 more. Exhale. You're doing such an awesome job. 2. Last one. Now leave it straight there. Pelvis stays in the same spot. Bring your leg forward. Press it back. Put your hand here on your pelvis/hip area and make sure that it's staying exactly where it is. So the tendency is for this to happen where we dump back to get forward. But I want you to maintain the position even as you move your leg forward. And you should find that that comes a lot more from your abs, a lot more from where your hamstring and glute meet. Stay in control, you're almost there. 3, 2, last one. Yes, very good, well done. Give that a little pound out. And then bring yourself up. Leave your feet and legs both to the left side where they are and sit yourself up really tall. Now find your height here and then come down onto your right forearm and fold across to the right side. This glorious lateral flexion here, and then unravel, other side. So by the end of this session, we will have moved your spine in all 4 directions: lateral flexion, flexion, extension, and rotation. And hopefully you will have noticed in doing that it feels really great, and you feel like you have this greater sense of space in your spine. You're taller, lengthened out, stretched out. And that's what Pilates really lets you do. Now come across for this one. And then come up tall and leave your right leg bent where it is. Extend your left leg out. Start facing forward, rotate towards your straight leg. Fold over and then rotate towards your bent knee. And feel that lovely opening and stretching that you can get from there. And then unravel, peel yourself up. Now we're gonna stay there with your legs, but just bring them both out in front. And we're gonna do your spine stretch a couple times. So on your exhale, pressing, folding forward, coming back up tall. And as you do this, think about drawing your belly in, rounding your spine behind you, and see if you can get it to come from your core. So really feel that pulling belly button in, pressing the spine, spine presses backwards. One more here. Yes, excellent job. Now let's flip your legs over to the right side. From there, again, sitting up tall, come down onto your left forearm, folding your right arm across. Feel this sense of opposition from your fingertips all the way down your side to your top butt cheek. And then peeling up, folding over other side. Lateral flexion is my favorite stretch of the spine. Come back over. It's also a really great one to do if you sit a lot, or if you do a lot of activities like running that are on the sagittal plane, so where you move up and down, walking, hiking, running, anything like that where you're moving up and down a lot, or forward and back, because that presses into your spine up and down. And so when we go like this, in this lateral direction, it's the complete opposite. So it's really good for stretching it out. Release from there, extend your right leg out straight. Facing forward, exhale, rotate, folding forward. And then twist open towards your bent knee. Inhale, exhale, breathe into it, and then unravel yourself. Bring yourself to a comfortable seated position. Take a really nice deep breath in. Let it out. Take your hands to your ribs. Feel them expand and then come together. Try to dig for that. Look for that expansion to the front and the sides and the back. And if it's not there, it's okay. But see if you can practice it and find how to send your breath in that place, to expand that big, to work that hard for you. Because you are working hard yourself, and you need your breath to help you with that. On your next inhale, bring your arms out to the sides, then bring them together overhead and glide them down until they land in front of your heart. Pause there. Give yourself a high five. Credit positive feedback for showing up today, for doing the work, for looking after yourself, for committing to movement like we set out with at the very beginning. Whatever that looked like for you today, that's enough. You're enough. Well done. Thanks so much, and can't wait to see you again soon.